With a gentle companion, find the wisdom to love yourself better. Today, we are going through Ichiro Kishimi's book, The Courage to be Disliked. Through a dialogue format, this book delves into the core principles of Adlerian psychology, guiding us to reflect on our own lives. In the first night's discussion, a young man vehemently opposes the philosopher's views. Since childhood, he has been plagued by a lack of confidence, feeling inferior about his background, education, and even appearance, overly concerned with others' opinions. He cannot genuinely bless others' happiness and often falls into the pain of self-loathing. He believes the philosopher's principles are utopian fantasies. Angrily, the youth questions the philosopher. Are you saying all this pain is my own fault? Shouldn't I care about others' opinions? The philosopher smiles and replies, No, your feelings are real, but we need to re-examine the roots of these feelings. The philosopher explains, You undervalue yourself, believing you are unworthy of love and recognition. That is the root of your pain. Adlerian psychology aims to help you rediscover yourself and find true happiness. The philosopher explains that Adlerian psychology was founded by Austrian psychiatrist Alfred Adler in the early 20th century. It aligns with Greek philosophy, emphasizing the truth and goals of human nature. Adler was once a central member of Freud's Vienna Psychoanalytic Society, but they parted ways due to conflicting views. Adler founded individual psychology, emphasizing the practical and future-oriented aspects of psychology rather than dwelling on past traumas. The philosopher says, unlike Freud's theories that focus on past experiences, Adlerian psychology concentrates on the meanings we assign to these experiences. In Adlerian psychology, what determines us is not the past experiences themselves, but the meanings assigned to those experiences. Adler explicitly denies psychological trauma, asserting that no experience itself is the cause of success or failure. We suffer not because of the stimuli from experiences, but because we find factors in them that align with our purposes. The philosopher gives an example. Suppose you were bitten by a dog as a child. This event itself doesn't determine a lifelong fear of dogs. What truly decides whether you fear dogs is the meaning you assign to that experience. If you believe dogs are dangerous, you'll always fear them. But if you think that dog was just an exception, you won't fear all dogs. The philosopher further explains that anger is just a means that can be turned on and off. We don't explode in anger because we are controlled by it, but we manufacture anger to explode. Anger is a tool to intimidate the erring waiter into listening attentively. He gives an example. When a mother yells at her child, she isn't truly unable to control her anger. She displays anger to make the child obey. Her anger serves a purpose. It's a means to an end. Adlerian psychology is a philosophy diametrically opposed to nihilism. We don't act under the control of emotions. Rather, Adlerian psychology operates on the premise that humans are not controlled by emotions. The philosopher points out, Freud believed our behavior is driven by unconscious impulses, but Adler argued that we act based on purposes. We are not slaves to emotions. We are the masters of our own lives. Adler believed the issue isn't what happened, but how we interpret it. We can't change the past, but we can change how we view it. If you adhere to causality, you'll be forever bound by the past, unable to attain happiness. The philosopher says, if you always think past traumas determine your present life, you'll always be controlled by the past. Conversely, if you can reinterpret these experiences and assign new meanings to them, you can break free from the past's constraints. The philosopher notes that both Socrates and Adler enlightened people through dialogue. Socrates preserved his philosophical teachings through debates with the Athenians, while Adler loved conversing in cafes, discussing psychology and life philosophy. The philosopher explains, Socrates guided people to reflect on their beliefs through questioning. Similarly, Adler helped people discover their inner world through dialogue. Both believed that dialogue is key to understanding and change. The philosopher continues, Socrates' method of debate and Adler's psychological approach both emphasize stimulating thought through conversation, prompting people to find their own answers. This method not only helps people understand their problems, but also enables them to find solutions. You want to become someone else because you only focus on what you've been given. You're unhappy because you don't know how to love yourself. To love yourself, you wish to become someone else and abandon your current self. Adlerian psychology argues that your unhappiness isn't due to the past or environment, but a lack of the courage to be happy. The philosopher asks the youth, why do you always want to become someone else? Is it because you feel you're not good enough? Actually, your unhappiness isn't because you're not good enough, but because you lack the courage to face your true self. The philosopher explains, you always envy others, thinking they have better lives because you don't see your own value. You need the courage to confront your true self, accept your flaws, and work on improving them. People can change no matter where or when. You can't change because you've decided not to. Changing your lifestyle requires great courage. Between the uncertainty of change and the dissatisfaction with the status quo, you've chosen the latter. The philosopher encourages the youth, to change your life, you need great courage. You must face the uncertainty of change rather than settle for the status quo. Only then can you find true happiness. At some point in your life, you chose unhappiness. It wasn't due to an unfavorable environment or being trapped in misery, but because you saw unhappiness as a good. You can't change because you've decided not to. If your lifestyle is a result of your choices, you can choose differently. The philosopher explains, you're unhappy because you chose unhappiness. You think unhappiness protects you, so you chose not to change. If you can choose a different lifestyle, you can escape unhappiness. The philosopher says, many people feel trapped by fate, but it's because they chose unhappiness. You can choose your own lifestyle and actively change your circumstances. What you need to do first is decide to abandon your current lifestyle. People often decide not to change. Even if they say they want to change, they actually choose not to. The philosopher says, to truly change your life, you need to decide to abandon your current lifestyle. Many people say they want to change, but they haven't truly decided. That's why they remain unhappy. The philosopher continues, change isn't easy. It requires effort and courage. You need to decide to abandon your old lifestyle and face new challenges bravely. Adlerian psychology proposes clear goals for behavior and psychology. Behavioral goals include self-reliance and harmony with society. The psychological goals supporting these behaviors are, I am capable and everyone is my partner. Adler divides relationships into work tasks, friendship tasks, and love tasks, collectively called life tasks. The philosopher explains, according to Adler, each of us faces 3 life tasks: work, friendship, and love. These tasks determine our relationships and quality of life. We need to find balance in these 3 areas to live a happy life. The philosopher continues, work tasks involve challenges in our careers. Friendship tasks involve relationships with friends and colleagues. Love tasks encompass intimate relationships and family. Together, these 3 tasks form our network of relationships. Adler believes that people's behavioral goals extend beyond family, school, and work to include the nation and humanity. A sense of community is a crucial indicator of happy relationships. Actively participating in the community is essential for a sense of belonging and value. The philosopher says, a sense of community is key to our happiness. Only when we feel part of a community and contribute to it can we truly feel our value and happiness. The philosopher further explains, a sense of community isn't just about caring for those around us. It extends to caring for society and the world. We need to participate in various social activities and contribute our strengths to find belonging and happiness. Adlerian psychology takes an anti-praise stance, opposing all vertical relationships and advocating for horizontal relationships. Praise implies an evaluation from a capable person to a less capable one, undermining equal horizontal relationships. The philosopher explains, praise is a vertical relationship, suggesting a hierarchy of ability. Adler advocates for horizontal relationships, which are equal. We should help others through encouragement, not praise. The philosopher says, praise is a form of power, making the praised feel controlled. Encouragement, however, is an equal interaction that inspires intrinsic motivation. Adlerian psychology emphasizes support based on horizontal relationships called encouragement. Encouraging others helps them face tasks and gain courage. People can only feel their value and gain courage when they feel, I am useful to the community. The philosopher says, encouragement is crucial. Through encouragement, we can help others gain courage and face life's challenges. When we feel useful to the community, we find our value and courage. The philosopher continues, encouragement is unconditional support, helping people discover their potential and boost confidence. We should offer more encouragement rather than constant criticism. Self-acceptance means honestly acknowledging one's shortcomings and striving towards achievable goals. We can't change what we've been given, but we can change how we use what we've been given. It's all a matter of courage. The philosopher explains, self-acceptance isn't self-abandonment. It's about honestly facing your shortcomings and striving to improve. We can't change what has happened, but we can change our attitude and actions. The philosopher says, self-acceptance is the first step to growth. Only by accepting your flaws can you start to improve and grow. Adlerian psychology posits that relationships should be based on trust, not credit. Trust is unconditional belief, even without objective evidence. The philosopher says, trust is unconditional belief, while credit is conditional. We should build relationships based on trust, not credit. This way, we can establish deep and meaningful relationships. The philosopher explains, trust is unconditional support and belief, enhancing the stability and depth of relationships. We should offer more trust rather than constant suspicion and control. Labor isn't just a means to earn money, it's a process of contributing to others, participating in the community, and realizing, I am useful to others. Through labor, we gain a sense of value and happiness. The philosopher explains, the essence of work is contribution to others. When we contribute through labor, we truly feel our value and happiness. Labor isn't just for earning money, it's for realizing self-worth. The philosopher says, through labor, we can participate in the community and contribute to society. This enhances our sense of belonging and allows us to find our value and meaning. Having the courage to be ordinary can change your worldview. Ordinary doesn't mean incompetent. We don't need to flaunt our superiority. Self-acceptance is an important step. The philosopher says, we need the courage to be ordinary. Ordinary doesn't mean incompetent. We don't need to flaunt our superiority. Self-acceptance is the first step to happiness. The philosopher continues, only by accepting our ordinariness can we find inner peace and satisfaction. Don't strive for perfection, accept your flaws, and work on improving. Adlerian philosophy emphasizes that life is a series of moments. We can only live in the here and now. The past and future don't exist. The meaning of life is what we assign to it, focusing on how we live each moment. The philosopher explains, life consists of moments. We can only live in the present. The past and future don't exist. We need to assign meaning to each moment to find true happiness. The philosopher says, living in the present is the best way to face life. Don't dwell on past failures or worry excessively about future uncertainties. Cherish each moment. Adler emphasizes that contributing to others is a guiding star. As long as we don't lose this guiding star, we won't lose our way. Even if disliked, we can live freely. The philosopher says, the meaning of life is decided by us. As long as we don't lose the guiding star of contributing to others, we won't lose our way. Even if disliked, we can live freely. The philosopher continues, contribution to others is the key to finding life's meaning. By contributing to others, we can find our value and happiness. That's all for today. I hope you find inspiration in this book, face your life courageously, and find your own happiness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.